Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Tevin from TCPixel, and I decided I wanted to show you guys some of my own custom amiibos that I've made. Custom amiibo. Sorry. I've been doing Custom Amiibo Showcase showing everybody else's creations off. I think it's time I get to show my own. So starting from the very first creation I've ever done up to the newest, I'm going to show you guys them. I also should say, I'm not an artiste. Alright, I've got a little bit of knowledge on how to paint and how to sculpt. I'm not no expert though. Just putting that out there. So, to start off with, we have Midnight Kirby here. So Midnight Kirby, this was the very first custom I ever did. I really did not know anything at the time when I was making this guy. As you can see, the paint is really thick. I glossed him too much. He actually comes out of his stand. And his eyes are really chunky. I did not know how to do the eyes, so I just glopped paint until his eyes formed and there was not a sign of his old eyes. So this was the first custom, definitely considered the first, maybe even custom number 0. Let's be honest guys, I wouldn't want to show this to really anybody, but I feel like you guys would want to kind of know that everybody starts with bad beginnings sometimes. So that's that. After I made that Kirby, I made this. This is Red Toon Link. All it is a repaint. I was very proud of it though because I figured out how to thin paints and I really took my time to make this the best that I could make it. I feel like I got the colors very spot on. I tried to do as best as I could without making a mess. Damn that chicken. There's still little paint remnants on places, but you know what? I'm not selling this to anybody. It's for my own personal collection, and I kind of like it. So, Red Toon Link, guys. Very cool. Love it. So after I was done creating Red Toon Link, what was my next creation? I'll show you what my next creation was. Yes, a second Toon Link, and you guys, this is not going to be the last, I swear. So this Toon Link, you're obviously going to know what the difference is. You may be thinking, oh, you just glued the sword onto a sheath and glued the shield on. Well, it's a lot more work than that, you guys. What I did with this guy is I put him in front of a heater. I really got the plastic hot and moldable. And I moved his position, his legs, his arms, his torso, kind of twisted him. Because the sword on the back did not fit because of his hat. So I moved his head more, made him look like he's more in a sprinting pose. And then of course I did the rest as, you know, gluing and whatnot. I had to pry, I literally had to pry the sword and shield out of his hands. Well, I actually cut his hands off. Oh! I had to make him some new hands. I was a very generous guy and made him a decent pair of hands. It's not the best in the world, but it'll do. Donkey. 3 customs out of the way. My next custom I did was a Yoshi custom. Now this custom isn't anything customizing the actual Yoshi itself, but you can see right off the bat that the base has been painted to like a flowery type of base. I thought it was really cool. And he's even got a little Yoshi egg. It was actually kind of difficult to make this because this was the first time I've ever had practice sculpting things, like trying to really get it to look good. And I feel like it turned out to be pretty good. The egg, the base, I just recently glossed it so it's kind of shiny. It's pretty cool. So yeah guys, the custom Yoshi egg. So after I made the custom Yoshi egg, I tried to do more sculpting. So I made this. This is a very crappy custom. I mean, you guys might think it's crappy. I kind of enjoy it. Things I could have done different with this guy is I could have cut out like a stencil and painted the Triforce and the bird and everything using a stencil so that it would have been like perfect. Doing it by hand, I think it's got a little bit of a personal touch to it, a little bit of how I would have really wanted it to be, and it turned out pretty good. So this was Toon Link with a Hylian shield, and you know what, I really like it. I really do. I didn't cut his shield out, I just sculpted over it. And you know, now that I look at it today, I'm kind of happy I made it, because it really is not that bad. Now this next one I'm going to show you has some chipped paint on it, because I'll tell you the story. But before I tell you the story, I'll show you the custom. This was this is Linkachu. Link Pikachu custom. Now, he did have a sword and a shield in his hand, and I had glued it. I put this on Reddit, and I just got downvoted to hell. Tried to repost it without the sword and shield, thinking maybe that it was too tacky, maybe, and still got downvoted. People just really hated on it. That's Reddit r/Amiibo. That's very toxic community. You gotta really. I don't even know how you really post over there without getting downvoted, because the sculpt, I tried so hard to make the sculpt as smooth as possible. I mean, it's like baby smooth. Yeah, it's not perfect. I'm not a machine. I can't sculpt things perfectly. I'm not an artist. I just do this in my free time for fun. And with that in mind, I feel like it's really not that bad. Tell me what you think in the comments. If you like him or you don't, minus the chipped paint part, guys. The next up on the list, you guys already know who it is because you watched me make it. And that is classic, I should say unique classic Super Mario, because, well, his hat wasn't supposed to be brown. As I was using the reference image of an 8-bit Mario, for some reason my brain was like, yo, you should make his hat brown. And I'm like, okay, brain. So I made his hat brown. I really put a lot of work into it. I could have saved myself time. It turns out that this is a more unique Mario now because of it. I decided to add a block and a coin just because, to me, I find value in adding things to the amiibo. Adding scenery or stuff that really says, you know what, this is Mario. This is part of Mario's world. It's almost like Mario jumped out of his world for a minute, and you're getting a piece of that with the block that you can identify with the coin. You're looking at Link, this custom. He's running, he's sprinting, that's something he does. He doesn't always have a sword and shield in his hand. That just kind of adds more depth to having a physical Link Zelda toy. Then you have the Hylian shield, you know, that's just like adding more to the arsenal. Going along with this, I was going to add a boomerang, and I still might. You know, then adding the other colors to Link. That's just a really immersive thing, and to be able to look at your shelf full of your prized possessions and see not only your hard work, but to be able to see the different variations of the characters you so love. That's what Custom Amiibo means to me, is to be able to see that and feel in a real world sense. And that's also why Amiibo is so awesome, for that very reason. So hey guys, that's gonna end this my custom Amiibo showcase kind of thing, kind of discussion. If you like this video, definitely like it up and subscribe it up to the channel. We'll have more content coming in the future. I love you guys so much. The channel is growing awesome. I will see you all later. Peace.